Folks, I'd like to call this meeting to order, and we'll begin by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance, which I'll lead. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It's great to see so many people here this evening. Appreciate your efforts to come out today. We'd like to excuse Margaret Gabe. She should be here shortly, we think. We'll turn some time over to you, Jonathan. I was going to say President. How do we address you? John, Jonathan, or Mr. Roloff?
Any of those work. John's great.
We'll let you give the recognitions out right now, okay?
Yeah, first of all, we're excited that we get to recognize the reason that we're all here. We're going to start with those recognition. We want to recognize the students. So we will start with Miss Butler. Do we have an elementary school student we get to recognize tonight?
We do, and he's actually here. So we have something. Yes, he knows. So
hey, why don't you come to the front so everybody can see?
Jonathan's going to come to the front with me also. So last year, Mr. Sebastian, Jonathan and I used to share an office space, and Mr. Jonathan told me often, I think Sebastian should be the student of the year, or the student of the month. And so it was just a conversation between the two of us. And this year, right away, before we even had anything going on, he's like, I think Sebastian needs to be the student of the month right away. So I'm going to have Mr. Jonathan talk a little bit about Sebastian.
I prepared a pocket talk, so I have like 20 minutes. All right. One of my responsibilities as a counselor at the elementary school is to promote character counts. If you aren't familiar with character counts is, it's a program where we promote 6 character traits every month. The traits are trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. During these months, we're always looking around for students that are modeling these traits so we can give them awards and congratulate them. Over the last couple years, I've had the privilege of working with Sebastian, and I always see him modeling these traits. There's times where I'm walking down the hall and you just see Sebastian modeling the traits by walking kids up to the nurse's office that were hurt, or finding lost ID badges in the hallway and turning them in. And just the other day, he came up to me and was like, Mr. Rao, I got these, and he had 4 lunch boxes in his hand and 3 ID badges, and he's like, I don't want their parents to get mad at them. So he gave them to me, and we found the students that they belonged to. And as Miss Butler was saying when she approached me in the cafeteria, she's like, who can we have for Student of the Month? We immediately said, Sebastian. Sebastian deserves it. And she's like, I love it. I love Sebastian. He's always the most caring kid and the kind kid to everybody in the school. And it's true. In the cafeteria, I see him stay behind, and he cleans up his area, and then he goes table by table to make sure that his classmates haven't lost an ID badge or left anything behind, and he collects those for his classmates. And then at recess, he stays behind at recess and makes sure all the balls are put into the bin and everything. And like I said, he walks kids up to the nurse's office if they're hurt. And whenever you see Sebastian, he's always the caring kid that is kind to everybody. And I'd just like to thank his parents for instilling those values into him, because it really does mean a lot. That's a huge reason why I moved up here, because my wife she's a Round Valley elk. But she was always in awe of Blue Ridge, and that's why we moved up here, because she loved the community and she loved the students here. And I see it by kids like Sebastian that live the Blue Ridge values.
Congratulations, Sebastian. You have to get your picture taken over there with all the dignitaries. And you better get your picture taken with your parents, too, before you leave.
Okay, at the junior high, we decided to recognize Tyler Nippers here. Tyler's been known for a long time to be a great student, academics off the charts, does a great job in the classroom. But this year, he's really emerged as a leader on campus. So he's gone from being awesome to making the people around him great. And so I wanted to recognize him for living up to these values that we hold dear and being an example for everybody and making the people around him great. And also, you can tell he's in his football gear. We came out, I was coaching in a tie, and he's in here in football pants. But he's also an emerging star on the football team, too. So he's not only one of the smartest, kindest kids around, he's also becoming a leader off campuses in the extracurriculars, too. So we're really proud of him.
Congratulations, Tyler.
Good evening. So at the high school, our student of the month is Victoria Marquez. Come on down. I'm gonna let you hold that while I write you. Okay. Yeah. All right, so Ms. Grzelek nominated Victoria. So Ms. Grzelek writes that Victoria Marquez is a dynamic and dedicated student leader who embodies positivity, teamwork, and service. She's a dual sport athlete. She's a soccer team captain, and she motivates teammates across the grade levels with encouragement and strong work ethic. She also participates in track and field and remains an active member of the National Honor Society, as well as holding solid academic performance. Beyond school, she volunteers at her church, in her community, and babysits for several families in her neighborhood as well. Victoria's well-rounded involvement and supportive demeanor make her a valuable role model for her peers. After high school, she plans to attend NAU and study pediatric nursing.
Congratulations, Victoria.
Did you score 1 or 2 goals last night? Shit, I can't see her. 2?
Congratulations to all our Students of the Month. In addition to our Students of the Month, Coach Clough, our athletic director, advocated that we recognized a Student Athlete of the Month in addition, and I think recognizing extra students and student athletes for outstanding effort is a good thing. So come on up, Coach Clough.
Could we have Abigail Shumway come up real fast? So we brought our cheer program back this year. We started late last year in November, had a coaching change late in the year in May, and Abigail's been instrumental in this whole process. And so one of the reasons when we talked about this as an administration, we wanted to recognize our kids that are doing amazing things on campus, and our administration felt that our athletes need to be represented as student athletes, and Abigail totally fits the mark. And I do, with no disrespect to Abigail, I want you to know that we do have several great kids that were recommended for this award as well. And the reason that Abigail stood out was for what her coach said, and I want to read that real fast if I can. Coach Brianna Reed is her coach, and she did a fantastic job. It says, as a senior at Blue Ridge High School, Abigail Shumway has truly exemplified what it means to be a yellow jacket in both word and deed. Through this although this is her first year on the cheerleading team, Abigail has quickly proven herself as a dedicated and hardworking athlete, embodying the true spirit of the Yellow Jackets. Abigail's passion for cheerleading shines through in everything she does, pushing through challenges as she learns new skills. Abigail gives her all. Despite being a newcomer to the sport, she has poured her heart into it and has done so with a level of commitment that inspires everyone around her. What truly sets Abigail apart is the leadership she brings to the team. She is always encouraging and supporting to her teammates, lifting them up with positivity and determination. Abigail leads by example, pushing herself to improve every day while motivating others to do the same. Her spirit and work ethic are contagious, making her a key role model and a respected member of the team. Abigail exemplifies the values of teamwork, perseverance, and definitely school pride. Her journey from joining the cheerleading team as a senior to making such a significant impact reflects the core essence of what it means to be a Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket. As she prepares to graduate, Abigail leaves behind a legacy of hard work, dedication, and unwavering spirit. We are proud to celebrate her as a shining example of what it means to be a Yellow Jacket in both word and deed.
That's amazing. Congratulations, Abigail. Appreciate your efforts and everything you've done.
Absolutely. And, you know, students are why we're here, and we put in all this work to see these success stories, so that's very fulfilling. We also had some great stories of some of our employees who have really gone above and beyond to start the year to do amazing things, and some of our employees that unlock this amazing potential in our students. So we want to recognize our Teachers of the Month, and then we'll come back with our Classified Employees of the Month. So Ms. Butler, you're up again to recognize a teacher.
So our Teacher of the Month is Tracy Breedlove. At the elementary school, we came up with a Kool-Aid Award. And the Kool-Aid Award is for people who believe in their students beyond reason. So Tracy, the second week of school, had her kids writing 5-paragraph essays with no excuse of, they didn't come to me prepared, they didn't, you know, they're low, I can't get them to where I need them to be. So high expectations, high scaffolding, high tools to make them succeed. So we want every teacher to drink this Kool-Aid that she has of this belief that students can succeed. So thank you for being that at the elementary school.
Miss Butler, I thought you were coming out tonight in a Kool-Aid Man costume, so I'm a little disappointed.
I looked it up on Amazon. I did. It was like $70. So maybe next year I can get one.
We'll work on that.
Okay, and at the junior high, we wanted to recognize Chris Van Atten, our 8th grade science teacher, as Teacher of the Month. Before we start talking about what he's done this school year, I want to make sure he gets some recognition for the work he did with our science students last year. He was instrumental in increasing our percent proficiency from the year before, up 11% in 1 year, which is astounding. On top of that, he also increased the minimal to partial proficiency by 7%. So he moved all the kids that he had in his care in a positive direction in a significant way. And so want to recognize that. This year, he continues to do those same things that are going to help get those academic results. And just as importantly, kids love to be in his room. They're in there at lunchtime talking about science. We got to chase 9th graders away. You know, you guys go to your science teachers at the high school. They'll take care of you too. And he continues to be willing to work after school to work with the kids and be involved in after school programs and science fairs and all of that stuff. He's really creating a genuine love for science in our 8th graders. And we're going to reap the benefits of that for many years to come. Unfortunately, he was not able to be here. He had a prior engagement. So I'm just recognizing his accomplishment so everybody knows.
I also get the opportunity to recognize our Teacher of the Month at Blue Ridge High School. We chose Cody Blake. He runs, you know, some of our construction programs through CTE at the Yellow Jacket Learning Center. And this year he's been very instrumental. When we came in, Mr. Grace, myself, Ms. Penrod, we decided that the concession stand at the new gym needed a huge makeover. And so we went in and Cody's classes jumped in and helped right away and got in that concession stand, getting the linoleum tiles off the floor, and did a really good job. They went in and painted the walls, the ceiling, got everything taken care of, the things in there, and then maintenance has been a huge help as well. So just in order to put things together, one of the things that I love about Cody personally is that he wants these kids to have great experiences and activities, and he's creating these opportunities for them to explore that space. And you can see the passion that he has for construction is giving these kids an avenue to go into these trades at the next stage of their life beyond high school. So Cody's a great person to have on staff, and I can tell you he is someone that personifies what a Yellow Jacket is and just has a profound love for Blue Ridge High School. He's at football practice right now. Okay, so yeah, dedicated. So we love Cody. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we want to move on to our classified employees of the month. And I know we have some great numbers and some things that have been happening because of these employees. So I'll go ahead and let the principals, we'll go back through the order again.
The path of least steps over this way, so we don't have to walk in front of everyone. So Holly started this summer. Well, she was a sped aide last year, but Mr. Grace wanted her to help out. We had a new registrar, so he thought that we needed some time for help in the front office, and so he knew that Holly's work ethic would benefit our front office. So she came. I'm going to have to protest and say we need more hours next summer with her, because when she was gone, like, I was answering phones and Julia was overwhelmed and people were coming in, and when we felt when Holly was gone. So she was instrumental in just making the office run smoothly this summer. I gave her projects. She didn't just want to sit there if people weren't coming in. She was like, give me something to do. And she helped get Blue Ridge Elementary ready to go for this year. So she has work ethic of nobody her age, except I say my daughter and her are a lot alike. So I'm gonna take her as my daughter right now, because mine's in Utah. But so she continues to be a sped aide, and we just this year have pulled her in many directions, and she's just has a great attitude about everything. Whatever we ask her to do, she's on board with a smile, and she leaves early to go to class. And so she was like, Mrs. Butler, can I come in early? Can you give me stuff to do early so I can make up those hours? So she comes in with me at 6 a.m. and we rock the office at 6 a.m. and she has projects to do. So she's still continuing to help out in the office. So amazing, amazing girl, this Holly Brown. So thank you.
And at the junior high for the month of August, we want to recognize Deanne Moya. Again, she's unfortunately at a sporting event for her children and couldn't make it, but we want to recognize her. She last year and for previous years was the front desk person and health tech, and now she is the registrar. And at the junior high, the registrar also does all of the purchase orders and the finances for the school and does all that, and she's also still the health tech. So I'm going to recognize her because while she was learning a really complicated new job, when I approached her and I said, hey, we've got this registration thing we've got to tackle, and we have to get every single student through this, I was hesitant to ask because I thought, I'm asking her to do so much right now. I'm like, I will help you make these calls. We'll get this done. And I came in the next day and she'd made like 30 phone calls and gotten like 20 people through registration. She just went after that thing and got it done. And then when she was done there, she asked if the week during the open houses, if she could go help the other schools do their registration to get them caught up, and she really wanted to go help the other schools and go way above and beyond. And so she is very deserving and will continue to be deserving. I'm sure she's going to be a great employee for many years to come. So I want to make sure that she gets recognized.
Geraldine Armijo. Each day when she comes into work, she has that smile on her face and a positive attitude, and that's always what you see with Geraldine. I don't think I've ever seen anything different here at work anyway. So she's got a work ethic that just goes above and beyond. She's willing to do anything for anybody on our staff, our teachers, our parents, our students. Like, she's there and she will do what it takes until whatever is going on is complete. When she does any of her tasks, she's super detail oriented. You can count on her to know that whatever she's doing, it's going to be done, and it's going to be done exceptionally. So we truly appreciate that. In all of her interactions, she is a true example of showing kindness and grace and humility in everything that she does. So one other really exciting thing that she did to help us out getting started this year was our registration started at over 250. She got us down to 0. So she worked endless hours making phone calls, tracking down data from other schools, like whatever it took to get that taken care of. And so we haven't been to a percentage like that in probably forever. So we really appreciate your efforts on helping us kick off our year in compliance with some of those things that we need to be. So overall, Geraldine is an exceptional employee, and she's a true asset to our team, and we appreciate you.
And I want to thank all three of these ladies, along with countless other people, because I know one of the things that we did do this year is we made an effort to have 100% registration tackled and done, and that was something that was a huge process to undertake, but we have the most accurate title, or the most accurate FRL numbers that we've had, because every student went through the registration process, which is going to help us with title funding and some other grants that we're going to be looking at for our district. And so the effort that they put in is going to really help our district with funding in the long run. So thank you guys for doing that, along with making sure our student information is clean. All right. Now we have another amazing group of people we want to recognize, because we have so many people who come in and help volunteer, and there's some people who really helped us kick off the school year doing some amazing things. So we want to start with our August Award winner.
All right, come on up. So I wanted Miss Cannon to talk about Miss Olson, so she is to say a few words.
Okay, I usually teach kindergarten, so getting in front of you guys is a little nerve-wracking. Get over here. Michelle is such an awesome, awesome lady. She came into my kindergarten class, and she helped with intervention groups, and she helped cut paper and make copies, and she would go on field trips, and she would help clean up messes that the kids made. So she's just wonderful, and I wish I could have her every year as a permanent parent volunteer. But so anyway, she's just awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. So now I get to say a couple of things about two of my favorite people. So Dave and Wendy, if y'all would come on down. So Dave and Wendy, I knew them, I'd say long before I moved up here. Dave graduated with my dad. I don't know, did you graduate with my dad too?
No. He's a cradle robber.
Okay. So on the day-to-day, David works in our talent lab, works with some of our more demanding college-bound kids that have that college-bound schedule and kind of that college-bound mentality, but still have to be here every day. And so he works with them, and Miss Wendy works in our developmental preschool, which, if you've not been there, if you want to see some magic happen, go to our developmental preschool and watch the staff there. But aside from that, as far as volunteering, these two are at everything. They are there. They're taking tickets. They're running chains. They're doing the scoreboard. Dave and I tried to figure out how to do the scoreboard last Thursday before the JV game. We didn't know what we were doing, but we were pressing a bunch of buttons until someone showed up that knew what they were doing. And then he stayed up there pretty much the entire game and called lines and down yardage and everything like that. Miss Wendy's probably the first person that you see when you walk up selling tickets or taking tickets. I know that it's the highlight of my daughter's week when we get to come to a game and she gets to see Miss Wendy, who she thinks that Dave is Miss Wendy's dad. But she's 6, so But yeah, these two, we wouldn't function on a week-to-week without these two helping us out outside of their normal working hours, and I couldn't appreciate it more for everything you guys do. Thank you.
Thank you so much. This is the best part of the board meetings. I look forward to this part of the meeting. I dread the rest of the meeting. If we could just adjourn right now, we'd be in great shape most of the time. But I appreciate everybody. This is what makes Yellow Jackets, and that we are so happy that we have the greatest people on earth in this school district. Next item on the agenda is the consent agenda. And board, are there any items in the consent agenda that you'd like to take out and vote on independently? Open that up. Not this one. Bridget? You good? Shorter than usual. All right. So if there's no items, we have a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented. Have a motion? I need a second. A second. All in favor? Say aye. Aye. All right. Item 3. Recommendation to approve the IGA, which is the intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Economic Security. I can't remember what this is about, Mr. Roloff. Would you explain it to us?
I'll actually pass it over to Ms.
you're gonna-
Hoffmeyer for this one.
Okay. She was ready to go. There you go.
I think I'm good. This is an annual agreement that we have with the Arizona Department of Economic Security. It's a grant that we have that helps fund some of our teachers to run the TSW program, which is the Transition from School to Work. And this is a program that helps our special education students gain valuable skills in the work field so that they are prepared for life after high school.
Any questions or comments, concerns about that? If there's none, can we have a motion to accept item 3.1, the IGA with the Arizona Department of Economic Security?
I will move.
Have a motion from Michael, second from Margaret. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? None. Okay. Item 3.3. We don't have a 3.2?
Oh.
I'm the one that always makes those mistakes. Yes. The next item, 3.2. There is no item 3.2 tonight. Item 3.3. Recommendation to approve the proposition to approve the Proposition 301 plan for the 2025 and 2026 school years. Mrs. Hoffmeyer, do you want to explain that one too?
Sure. So our Prop 301 plan is our pay-for-performance plan through the use of classroom site funds for teachers. And so this year we had a committee of teachers that came together actually over the course of a couple, probably 3 months, and created a plan that'll be paid out in 2 installments, one in November for 40%, and then the remainder in May for 60% of the payout.
So 3 different times?
2 different payouts.
Two
Yeah,
okay.
2 different payouts, one in November and one in May. And there is, I think, was there one that we needed to, was there a change in this one? No, this was the same. Yep, And so the way that you see it is the way that it's been proposed to teachers.
Okay. Any questions?
I have
Michael?
a quick question. I mean, I love that it's different, and I think it's got some really good ideas to help improve student engagement and teacher-student relationships as well. My only question is just a logistical thing. If we're going to have a payout in November, and they have to do 3 in order to get it, how are you going to get to November? Like, where they have to finish one of them by November, or?
Yeah, so what the principals are doing is they're going to get a proposal from the teachers as far as what they're doing, what their plan is. And then in November, this was something that was very important, that they received part of their money in November ahead of the holiday season. We thought that was important to maintain that for teachers. And so what the principals have to do is they have to do a November check-in to make sure they're on track with their plan to meet their plan. So if their plan is tutoring, that they've started their tutoring process. So none of them might be complete at that time, but as long as they're on track to make their plan by the end of the year, that we will that the principals will sign off for them that they're on track.
Any further questions? Thank you, Michael. We have a motion to accept item 4, item 3.3, recommendation to approve the Proposition 301 plan for the 2025-26 school year. Have a motion. Silviana, have a second?
I'll second.
From Michael. All in favor, say aye. 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 Any opposed? Thank you. Okay, this next one is a $15 per hour for all game workers. I just had a couple of questions, and it looks like Dustin Clough, you're here to answer any questions. I just had, as you're coming up, what my first question is, like for a rain delay or a lightning delay for football games or soccer games, does that person get paid for that time delay? And if something gets canceled and they're here, is there a minimum hour, like 30 minute equals an hour pay, something like that?
We would definitely pay them for that hour that they're there. So in the case of a lightning delay, normally what would happen is that the officials would make a call that there would be a 30-minute delay if there was a strike within 10 miles. And so they would take the teams in. We would make sure that our workers stay there in the case of the game. If the game presumed, we would pay for them for that time until the conclusion of their post or whatever they were there to do. So yes, we would make sure in the event that a game was canceled, and let's say they were only there 30 minutes or an hour, hour and a half, we would pay them for those 2 hours and make sure it's worth their time.
That was my question. Thank you. Any other questions? All right, can we have a motion to accept that $15 per hour pay for?
I'll move.
I have a motion, second from Margaret. All in favor, say aye. 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 Any opposed? All right, thank you. Item number 5, recommendation to approve the staff stipends for 2025 and 26. Any discussion on this? Silviana?
I think I probably should recuse myself at this.
Okay. Do you want to state the reason why?
Because I have 2 children that work for school district.
Okay.
And that are on the list, so.
Yeah. Yeah. Two.
They're on every list, but this one would be a possible one, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're not on the naughty list, right?
They are.
They are on the naughty list. All right. So just for the record, you want to state those 2 names?
Alex Stebbins and Sydney Langto.
All right. So can we have a motion then to vote?
I had a quick
Okay,
comment.
Michael.
Sorry, Dave. First of all, appreciate the information, and it's nice to be able to see which ones are paid by grants and things. I kind of was looking through this. It just seems like there's maybe some unbalance in some of our positions, and I just worry that, if what teacher knows that they're getting one teacher's getting paid for one thing, and somebody's getting paid for the same job over here, but the amounts aren't the same, that could cause some problems. And so I would just, I know we're kind of locked in for this year, but if John and Mary can look into that and just make sure that every year we kind of get a fresh look and make sure we're communicating with the building principals on those amounts. Is this position needed anymore? Is it not needed anymore? Things like that. Just, try to save dollars wherever we can, but yet pay teachers what they need to be paid for.
Yeah, I'm happy to commit to that and taking a look at the stipends and have a broader study to look and see that we're being as fair as we can be and honoring. The biggest thing is we want to honor people for their work and make sure that people are honored, just like with our awards tonight, honor them with their stipends as well, and that it's done in a fair way. So yeah, definitely we'll commit to taking that before stipends are issued next year.
I was looking at the stipends, and I figured some people get paid less than 10 cents an hour for the hours they work for those. I know. I don't think that's ever going to change in the education system, but you have to honor those folks for working that kind of job for no money, basically.
It hasn't gone up. Mine used to be like a nickel an hour.
Nickel an hour. Yeah.
Figured out how many hours.
Yeah, but it's the glory, right? It's all the glory. All right, so can we have a motion then to accept the stipends as presented to us in the attachment for the 2005, 2025, and 2026 fiscal year?
So moved.
I have a second. Second from Michael. This vote will recuse Sylviana. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? That looks to be unanimous. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is a district report from our superintendent.
Thank you. I have there's lots of great things happening. So really finding out what we can highlight in our district is always an exciting time for me because I'm so happy being up here. It's been a great 3 months so far. The first thing I want to recognize, I had no part in doing, but I want to celebrate the people who did, because Cognia went and accredited this is the first time all 3 of our schools and the district has been accredited at once. And we found this in the high school. Ms. Penrod knew exactly where it was. So our high school actually received a big award like this for 50 years of accreditation back in 2021. And so we're going to update this, and all the sites will have big certificates like this, so we're going to make sure they get plaques to recognize the hard work. So we want to thank all the people who were part of the accreditation process last spring and all the hard work to make sure our schools were recognized for the great things that they do. The second thing is I was able to meet with the trust, and they offered some board training and support. So one of the things I'd like to talk about is, with the new superintendent and new board, as those opportunities come up, I would like to invite you guys to possible potential board trainings, and depending on your availability, so we can maximize our effectiveness in our roles. So I'm excited to share those with you. I also had the chance to read to a couple classes in the elementary school, and I didn't realize I was going to end up on Facebook, but I was on Facebook. I wouldn't say I was trending, but I guess I need to thank Miss Butler for making sure I ended up on Facebook. But I want to thank Miss Catalesi and Miss Wallene for inviting me down to their classes to read, and I jumped in a couple other classes as well. Homecoming is next week. We're here already. Fall is in the air. Go Jackets, yes. And so there's a schedule of festivities that we have at the high school. We have a bonfire down at Mountain Meadows Wednesday night. What time is our bonfire? 6? 7 to 9. Don't show up if you don't have a ride. And then our game is going to be Friday night against Round Valley. And then our dance is on Saturday night. So we're excited. We have our assembly at 9 o'clock, our pep rally, 9 a.m. on Friday. So we're excited for all the festivities around homecoming. Also, the town here is having their fall festival on the 27th, Saturday the 27th. So we are going to have a few entries from our school district in that parade. So that should be a fun hometown community. Subs. We've had lots of interest in people becoming substitute teachers lately, so we're excited about that people want to help our kids in multiple different ways. And the last thing is I'd like to set up a time to plan. I want to do a 100-day report with you guys and see how the first 100-day went, and give you guys some data on things that I'm seeing and things that have been happening, and make sure our goals are on track for this year. And the principals have been working with their teams to set goals. So make sure that you guys are aware and provide you with all that information and data on things that we're working at. So ensure that students are doing great things. So I'll get with you guys about setting up a date for that.
We could probably do that as a work study, so that would be open to the public?
Yeah, absolutely. I invite everybody that wants to attend that, because I think we have a great staff here, and I think we have great administration, and everybody in my time so far is very student focused. And even I want to thank you guys as a board. The more that I see around, the more I want to thank you guys for being very student focused and working hard to support our teachers and students doing amazing things. So yeah, I invite that.
We might want to be thinking about a date. We need to post that well in advance, so.
Do we have a rough date for that 100th day? Do we know about when that is?
Well, the 100th day of school will be in January, but for my 100th day, 3 months in, I count July, August, September, and then a little about fall break. So probably a little bit after fall break. I know we have a governing
Yeah.
board meeting, so I don't know if it works for everybody to make it adjacent to the governing board meeting, but I can,
That works for me. I mean,
and then, yeah, open it up to the public and reach out. And so I want to be very transparent about the high expectations and the goals we have set and what the amazing things that we're going to do.
Okay.
Thank you. Anything else? Any questions to the super? Super, that's what I'll call you. To the super. If not, next item on the agenda is a call to the public, and we invite anybody that would like to address the board at this time to come forward and do so. I'd like to have you state your name, take about 3 minutes. Just let you know that we really can't respond to what you say. We can direct staff to look into that, but we can't carry on a conversation with you about that. So open that up right now to anybody that would like to do that. If not, it looks like we need just to announce that our next board meeting will be October 14th. We probably will have a work study prior to that. We'll figure out the time. Maybe it would work out better to have the work study after, so more people could attend maybe.
Okay.
That, we'll see. What do you think?
Once we get going, we don't have to stop for the
Yeah,
board meeting.
right. We could just, yeah. Whatever. We'll let you organize that for you, and we'll figure that. I think, Bridget, you'll be gone that day? That whole week? You want to cancel that vacation just for the board meeting? No? We'll limp along without you. Enjoy that time. If nothing further, I need a motion to adjourn. We have a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Have a motion from Margaret, a second from Bridget. All in favor of adjournment, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.